Hey everybody, this is Cold Brew, and since we're all stuck inside, I thought I might do something a little fun, and I'm just gonna go through the sessions for one of my songs. This is Cold Air. So first, I'm gonna go into this Rhodes sound that's kind of like at the beginning, so as you can probably hear now. And it's pretty simple. It's really just like a couple like square saw waves that I just put some filters on and mess around with the release, and it's pretty dry by itself. Just on that, I have the regular chroma verb, the big wave setting. I honestly think Logic's like stock reverbs are fantastic. I have this echo on it that's just set to a quarter note, 60% feedback, so like you have a decent amount of repetitions. Yeah, that's just a super simple sound, but it's kind of like the core of the whole song. So next, when the 808 comes in, is what it sounds like. This is the ES2 synthesizer in Logic that I just set to mimic an 808 really. Pretty much based entirely on a sine wave. This one has a little bit of drive and a little bit of distortion, but not too much. The release is kind of long, so it kind of has that pushing forward effect. Pretty much no glide on it, and the attack is almost all the way up, and it sounds like this. So doubling that, we have a sub bass here. And what I actually like about it is it sounds kind of disgusting by itself because the sub bass is playing notes that the 808 is not necessarily always doubling. So after that, so the first thing you hear is the Rhodes paired with this guitar. This guitar is just, I used the Avid 11 rack for this. I don't really use that much because as we'll get to in like later videos of this, I've started using the Ignite Emissary, which is a great plugin. You can get really nice clean sounds on it, surprisingly, but I'm usually using it for like distortion and heavy drive. But all the guitars on this are pretty much all from the Avid 11 rack, and this is just a kind of clean setting with a pretty fast chorus on it. It sounds like this. Doing a lot more motion than like the keyboard part is. So them together, which is right what you hear at the beginning of the song, sounds like this. Then we got the guitar here. And here at this Yamaha Grand Piano plugin, you can actually see where I was writing the vocal melody. I decided to write the main melody this time using a piano because when I first came up with this section of the instrumental, I literally had no idea what I wanted to do. But I knew I kind of wanted to have this like alternating melody that kind of resolved up to the note, like the tonic. So this is what I came up with at the time. Is this. All things considered, it's actually pretty similar to what I ended up doing. So the next big part of this song are the toms, which I actually recorded here at my house in DC. Just took them off my drum kit, put them in the middle of the room, set them up, and just hit them with sticks. And then they're pretty heavily time quantized, and I didn't clean it up too much because I actually like how glitchy they almost sound. And on top of that, I have a saturation knob which just brings up the gain. Oh, actually, they're a really long reverb, but with a very quiet, wet signal. the actual core drums of this song are made up about like 5, 6, or 7 different parts. Kick, a clap, which sounds more like a snare than a clap. I couldn't tell you why I labeled it like that. A second snare, a really steady hi-hat, and then a second hi-hat kind of doing little fills. So here are the toms and the drums together. All I do really afterwards is I have this shaker that kind of goes. And then for the second chorus and the choruses after that, I bring back the shaker, and then I bring in these 3 little percussive hits that sound like this all together. This has a little bit of distortion on it, and I actually couldn't tell you what that sound is. It's labeled under shaker. I feel like, if anything, this kind of gives you guys an idea of how there is no method to the madness at all. Because, you know, I see everyone labeling their tracks, and it makes a lot of sense. Like, look how I spell clap here. Like, come on, right? So this is the sound by itself. That's really the instrumental, besides the ending guitar part, which I really like. It sounds more like this. It's also the 11 rack, and it's super distorted. I remember playing it on the neck pickup of my Strat, which has a P90 in it, and I put a bit crusher on it. So it just sounds absolutely disgusting. It sounds like this. So moving on to the vocals, they're actually pretty simple. You know, the song begins with kind of this pretty standard low octave vocal.
I think I felt it in the cold air.
A lot of echo.
That's when I knew that you were right there.
So here are the vocals for the chorus together.
I think I felt it in the cold air. So tell me I don't have to be scared. Say you'll never try to hurt me. I feel your spirit all around me. I think I felt it in the cold air. So tell me I don't have to be scared. Say you'll never try to hurt me. I feel your spirit all around me.
Yeah, and that's pretty much Cold Air.
I think I felt it in the cold